Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. It is always great to have new people. My name is Lanisha and I am a divination practitioner, holistic consultant, multifaceted advisor, and the list does go on. So if you guys are ever looking for mentorships, life coaching sessions, questions, readings, the list goes on, advice, make sure you message me. Keep up with my link tree, okay? Because in case I change my name, then you'll be able to still find me with my link tree. It has my website, payment options, and everything that you need. All right? We're gonna listen to some channeled songs. First song was by Chris Brown, and it's called Survive the Night. The next song that's coming on is by The Internet. It's called Hold On. However, this is the slowed version. This is how it looks, okay? All right, and it's 7 minutes, let's see, 7 minutes and 56 or 55 seconds, so that angel number could be very significant. All right, without further ado, let's cleanse the energy and let's get started. I'm feeling more called to pull from my personal deck, so we may get into that, some oracles and some tarot. All right, I hope everybody is doing amazing and that this message reaches you when it's meant to reach you. Whenever you resonate with this message, feel free to comment. You can also leave a review on my website if you would like. And you can share, like, follow, subscribe, wherever you're watching this from. And if we never see each other again, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. So just keep in mind, you may not ever see my face again or hear these messages again, which are very great. Okay, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but they are. All right. So make sure you keep up with me and my content by keeping in touch, subscribing. All right, it's good to have you here. I appreciate your time. Now let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we have live restricted for some audience because your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Okay. Not include whatever they're talking about, because I seen something that literally that's not going on over here, so hopefully they unrestrict my live. But since they have restricted it, make sure you guys do share the live out. That would be great. Double tap the screen, anything to push out the live. All right, thank you for your positive commentary. I appreciate it. Thank you for the likes, the follows. If you're just now joining in, we haven't got started yet, but we're about to. If you won't be able to stay for the full message, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. Link is in the bio. And once again, if you want to schedule any sessions, mentorships, readings, whatever the case may be, the payment options are in my bio. Just scroll all the way down when you click the link. Alrighty. Maybe I should start pulling with oracles first. Okay. Some of you guys are being encouraged to switch up the routine. And speaking of that, it says go outside for some fresh air. Maybe some of you guys have already been indulging in this. Be mindful that messages can tie to past, present, and future energy. Some of you guys may not have experienced yet what I'm about to say. For some of you guys, you're currently experiencing it. And for others of you, you may be picking up on some energy from the past, right, that still lingers. Maybe confirmations to help you gain clarity from those past situations. All right, just know that you are divinely protected and you are divinely guided. All right, some of you guys should go outside for some fresh air, especially if you are not doing so. And if you are, you will see the results soon, honey. Keep on doing it. If it's liberation for the soul, mind, and body. All right. Split the deck. We have true colors. So some of you guys are coming into different versions of yourself. You know, I feel like there's no finish line to growth. The more you experience, the more you live, you know, things change, right? So you may change. You may come into the version of you that you're meant to come into, or you're seeing the true colors of other people. It may be disappointing for some of you guys. It may not be. That's why you take the messages how it resonates for you. I also wanted to mention something else, and I know it pertained to like messages can consist of past, present, future, but it was also something else, but I guess it'll probably come up a little later. All right. It says stop coming off rude. That could be very significant for someone. Okay, take it how it resonates. And we have the month January being significant. Now be mindful this could be other people's energy and not just yours. Maybe people are being rude to you. Okay, maybe you probably came off rude to people who, if they weren't rude to you, and I'm not saying fight fire with fire, but if there's no point in being rude or nasty to an individual, please maybe do some meditation or yoga before you leave out the house, because, you know, that's only low vibrational for you and probably causing unnecessary trauma or whatever the case may be for others. All right. Cause the energy within the stick. All right. Let's see. I'm also seeing different state. Okay. This is calling out to me. Yeah. It says messaging you through payment apps. All right. But different states could be significant. Crying over spilled milk can be significant. All right. What are some messages that are significant for the collective? This will be a timeless reading. Therefore, it will also be able to resonate in the future. What is the message for the collective? All right. Someone is mad that you cut them off. Okay? And I'm sure you cut people off for a reason. So if they're mad, just let them be mad. That's what happens when people, they can't get what they want from someone because they have their boundaries up, you know? So, what is messages for the collective? What are some messages for the collective? We have torture. Okay, on the back we have dissatisfied. So this can go with the energy of being mad that you cut them off, but it also can be separate, right? So going with this energy, some people feel like you're torturing them, whether it's purposely or not purposely. But I mean, they're just dissatisfied with what's going on. Now, aside from that energy, torture itself, right? If you don't know the exact definition, because me, I love to have the exact definitions of things. I'm a Gemini in Mercury. It does something to my brain. So it says inflicting severe pain or suffering on someone as punishment to force them to do or say something. You could be the one that's experiencing this, or you could be doing this to another individual. All right. On the back, we have dissatisfied. So if somebody is doing this to you, or just apply to how it fits, maybe you're doing something that they're dissatisfied with. So instead, they're choosing to torture you. Like, for instance, if your light irritates their demons, they're going to try to dim it, right? That's an example to this energy. Maybe they're going to try to be cruel to you, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it may be. And if this is going on, you need to be far away from this energy. All right, go outside, get some fresh air. Know that you are divinely protected and guided. A lot of you guys have big hearts, ethereal souls. You're an earth angel. Okay, so when somebody is treating you unfairly, you're being encouraged to do what you have to do, whether it's getting yourself out of the situation, taking a breather, or permanently removing someone from your life, just whatever the case may be. They may be mad that you cut them off, but they know why you cut them off. All right, the next song we have is Don Toliver. It's called Flocky Flocky. And I don't know, oh my gosh, something with the throat chakra, because I find myself repeating the same sentences when I'm trying to get something out. That happened literally like yesterday as well. But I'm getting this energy like, you out of there, gone. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard that little whistle thing that I think I heard Future saying his song. Sticking to the code and things He said some, honey. But some of y'all probably be out of there. Or maybe you're being encouraged to get up out of there. Okay? All right. It says true love isn't real. Okay? So maybe somebody has this belief system. Because remind you, you create your reality as well. You're the magician. God is within you and all around. Right? God is creator energy. I also think of God energy as love. Right? So if you have a belief that is based on fear, restriction, etc., you may want to shift that a bit, because a lot of times beliefs aren't necessarily factual. It's just certain people's truth, what they believe in without having the proper knowledge that it is true or not. But it's just something they believe, right? That's why I rather you trust in your knowing, because when it comes to your knowings, it's something that you know. It's not something that, well, it could be false, but I still believe in it, you know? But yeah, true love isn't real. So either this could be how you're feeling unconsciously or consciously, or this could be how someone else is feeling. And if that's someone else, then you're pretty much wasting your time in the connection. That's like being in a relationship with somebody who's just not committing to you, whether that's going further, planning on never marrying you, if that's what you want to do or believe in, And I also wrote extra on here. So it says, number 1, been heartbroken and turned into the heartbreaker. All right. So someone could have been heartbroken, right? That's probably why they have this mentality. Okay. And number 2, we have broken home. All right. How much are readings? I have different prices. I updated my prices before. If you're wanting tarot, those have their own individual prices. If you want oracle readings, they have their own individual prices. But if you want both, then yeah. So it really depends on what you're looking for, what you want. So you could just let me know in the comments if you want tarot, oracle, or both. They're all in depth regardless, but I have different prices. Okay, so yeah, second one was broken home. Let me finish reading this card real quick, honey. Thank you for your interest, though. So they could have grown up, right, with an unstable home or foundation where love wasn't given properly, right, received properly. They don't know how to give or receive love, maybe because they didn't receive it. Okay. Also, number 3, naive or gullibility. Okay. Next one is, this is how this person feels, which we already talked about that. Okay, so let me go in my notes really quick to see if I can pull up prices. All right, the next song we have coming on is John Legend, All of Me. I feel like some of you guys gave someone all of you, or somebody was giving you all of them. And if it was still bare minimum, then you've done right by moving on. Okay. Are you looking for, oh, you said readings, no question? Okay. Oh, yeah. And I think I have my prices put on this phone instead of this one. Okay. What are you looking to pay for a reading? Because I can't really see my prices right now. I updated them, but it's my business, so I'm really fine. But I just wanted to get the exact price. But I'm just gonna ask you, what are you looking for it to paying? You want to see how someone feels about you? Okay. All right. Any more messages for the collective? All right, it says change career choice or path. So the young lady or male, I'm not sure, or gender fluid, maybe you don't go by gender. What are you looking for to pay for a reading, honey? Because I don't want to pause the live to go check my prices. So that's why I'm just asking you. All right, so some of you guys are being encouraged to change your career choice or path. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep on that one. Just apply it to how it fits, right? For me, it could be different. For you, it could be different, right? So just apply to how it fits. Thank you for the likes and the follows. I appreciate it. If we could get the likes up a little bit more, that would be great, you guys. My live is restricted, so I'm trying to get more people in here to get these messages. Especially when, you know, the message resonates, okay? All right. It says, I know we have a soul path with one another. All right. On the back, it says, believes you guys are supposed to experience life together, etc. So this could be your beliefs, could be someone else's. Remember, beliefs create your reality, whether it's true or not. That's how powerful the spiritual beings who are in human bodies, that's how powerful you actually are. You know, if you believe something, true. Like 30. Okay, honey. So if you want to click the link in my bio and you scroll all the way down, you'll see all the payment options that I have. Chime, Cash App, PayPal, do I have Venmo? I have many payment options. I don't have Zelle. Okay, so you're fine to send in 30. Once again, thank you for your trust and your support. And you don't have to wait for long. You know, customers are a priority for sure. So we'll just put the collective, get into the collective a little tad bit more, and then we'll put the collective on a pause, and we'll get into your reading, honey. Then we'll resume back into the collective. All right. Any more messages for the collective? So yeah, some people actually feel like you're supposed to experience life with them, or maybe you feel that way. But I told you, beliefs that is based on, okay, hon, restriction or fear or whatever the case may be, it's always going to keep you kind of limited. Okay, so you don't want to limit yourself. Look, and then we have awakening coming out. Yep. Yeah, and then we have overrated on the front, and then on the other deck we have locked up. So be free, okay? Practice the law of detachment, practice mindfulness, do inner child healing, do the shadow work. All right, come into this better version of yourself so that you can reach the highest version of yourself. We are all capable of many things. We all have the potential, but we also have free will, right? Turn those weaknesses into strengths. Jerry Dunn has a quote that says, challenge your limits, don't limit your challenges. Okay? I remember I would have never understood the concept of it's a mind thing, especially when it came to like working out and pushing your body. My body was telling me I'm tired, so therefore I was about to stop. I know I was doing this boxing thing, and we had to like work out as well, and I went on this run, and we had to literally run the whole way. Like, I don't even remember how many miles it was, and I was not really happy about that. So I got into this space of just wanting to stop running, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. And then I think it looked like to him that I was about to stop, and he said, keep going, keep going. So I was like, steady going, and it's like I pushed past my body being tired. Next thing you know, my body no longer felt tired. So I would have never understood that concept, or, you know, that saying, until I've experienced it. So empathy could be really significant as well. Okay, honey, no worries. All right. Any more messages here for the collective? But yeah, awakening came out. If some of you guys want to look on Google for your own clarifications and definitions, you can. But some of you guys could have experienced some type of awakening. You could have came into some type of realization, right? Clarity. Maybe this could have been a spiritual awakening for some, but this is a general awakening, so it could be anything. All right. The other energy I pulled out was vicious. Okay. This can be in any way, because I instantly thought your energy is just vicious, but in a, you know, not in a negative connotation, right? In a more like bragging on you, you know, or whatever the case may be. But the energy of vicious could be deliberately cruel or violent, right? So some of you guys could be, this could be your own energy, or it could be someone else. Hi, Empress. Welcome back in. It's good to see you. On the back, we have gang. So I instantly thought of somebody who's in your inner circle, right? People who you may still talk to, have love for. But it also can be their affiliations, if you know what I mean. I don't think I can say a lot of things when it comes to TikTok, but yeah, fill in the blanks. If you aren't able to fill in the blanks, then maybe that message is not for you, or at least right now, or I don't know. But I want to make sure I protect my my platform and stuff, so we're gonna just keep it like that. All right, any more messages for the collective? The song that we have coming on next is Doja Cat. It's called Wine Pon You. Okay, these are all channeled songs. It says, you are not a part of my plan. So I feel like you have this person that's trying to convince you that you're meant to be with them, and you're probably in this energy of saying, no, we're not meant to be, or it could be the other way around. Okay, like I said, everybody's situation is different. For me, it will be a whole particular way, right? But for you, it could be something else. And for others of you, that probably won't even resonate with you, right? So just take the messages how it applies. All right. Since I'm going through it now. Are you're going through what we're talking about in the collective, or are you saying like you're going through like hard times? If so, I send you nothing but the best of energy, love, and light, honey. Remember that the sun always comes out to shine again. It doesn't forever rain, okay? But yes, it is good to see you. Welcome in. I'm glad you called me. Okay, yeah, the collective. I'm glad it resonates. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so this song we have coming on is Brian Martin. It's called We Ride. Okay. You sense. I got it, honey bun. Let me go ahead and accept it. Yeah, so this is the genre of country music. So maybe people of certain cultures are very significant. And I mean, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be like a cultural thing. And I'm not going to even get into all of this cultural stuff, because a lot of things, you know, certain conversations are just not for everyone. But yeah, maybe someone can like country music. It'd be very significant. Someone can have a background of living in the country, or being of the southern area, or whatever the case may be. All right. How does Daniel feel about me? Okay, honey. So we're going to go ahead and put the collective on a pause really quick, because may I have your name? Oh, it's Diana. Okay, because Miss Diana did send in for a reading. And as you know, when you're sending in, you most definitely are priority. So we have to take care of you right now, okay? But don't worry. We will get right back into the collective. All right. Readings usually take... I remember I had readings that took an hour, okay? Because I'm in depth and I try to get the message out. And I don't stop until I'm satisfied. So I really don't like to time my readings. But it really all depends. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't think I ever did a 15-minute reading. It was always longer. But let's just go ahead and cleanse the energy again and focus on Miss Diana's energy. And who is Daniel to you? Is this an ex, a current lover? Are you guys in contact right now? Are you romantically involved? I don't mean to be all in your business, but the extra details helps me put it together, because, you know, I don't know your personal life. I'm just the reader, so. And I also read intuitively as well, so don't worry. Situationship. And remember earlier I was talking about like when someone is not in committed relationships, so that's probably why your Cash App was updating and everything, because you most definitely could resonate with the collective that we're doing. We were like kind of romantically involved. Kinda. I don't know if they were confusing you or if it was that complicated, but we're gonna see. We're gonna get into it. There's an energy within and around me. intended collective's energy fix them because I would like to focus on Diana's energy and hers alone. She wants to get a reading on her and Daniel. All right, the next channel song we have is by Basiago. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. With Don Toliver, it's called Mystery Lady. And it came on right when we're starting on your reading, Miss Diana. So do you know if this person is seeing someone else? Because maybe you're the mystery lady. Maybe this song is just a channel song and it has nothing to do with you guys personally. But I did set my intentions before I got on live to play only channeled music. So even though I was thinking solely collective wise, but so maybe that's just collectively and not just your own energy. But I said that because we literally, right when I started on you and cleansed out the collective's energy, this song came on. No, but he was flirting with someone else in front of me. Yeah, so maybe there are people that you don't really know about. But let's go ahead and see what's going on here. You know, a lot of times it's not personal why people do what they do. This is not to validate or dismiss anything, okay? But this is just to say, don't feel insecure. Don't feel like you're not capable of being loved, right? Or anything like that, because a lot of people, they have inner demons, right? Maybe this person didn't have the best father or mother figure to give them love so that they felt love to where they're able to give love. You know, a lot of times things stem down from childhood. So in your next relationship, because I don't feel like you should give this person the time of day anymore, to be honest. I don't know why the connection is the way that it is. I don't know, you know, because sometimes we are the ones that probably like maybe do something. Maybe it's our own trauma or whatever, but I personally don't feel that's the case with you, even though we don't know each other. But I know sometimes when I don't know the whole story, I end up getting extra information from my clients, and they tell me, oh, well, yeah, you know, I cheated before, and, you know, so I'm like, oh. So that's why I'm saying I don't know where you're at or what happened. But if you were in your best behavior, you were your best self to this individual, I personally feel like you shouldn't give them the time of day. But I'm not here to tell you what you should do. I'm just here to give you a message, especially a message that you want. You probably don't want to hear certain things. But you want to see how they feel about you. So this is my confessions deck. So we're going to see how they feel. Okay. All right, if you guys are wanting to get on the list, like I see some of you guys have questions and everything like that. If you're wanting to get on the list, then you have to purchase a question. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to go back to your question, honey. Okay. Well, thank you so much, honey. Have gorgeous eyes. Thank you. All right. So for Diana, how does Daniel feel about Diana? But yeah, honey, if he's flirting with women in your face, he's clearly disrespectful, not just behind your back, but in your face. So if he's doing it in your face, he's probably doing it behind your back too. I know I had this one situationship. It's always the situationships, right? And they had wandering eyes. Now, I don't know where they grew up at, who they was in a relationship with, and thought that was okay. Let's just say I probably didn't react in the best, right? Because I already had trauma within people being cheaters and other things like that. So I was already emotionally invested, etc., to this person. And I personally think some people will disrespect you behind your back and some people won't. But regardless, it's still disrespectful and they still have a lot of growth and things to do. Some people don't know how to be in relationships. They don't know how to be friends. They don't know how to be partners. In business, platonically, romantically, whatever it may be. So you shouldn't really waste your time. If you're dealing with people who needs to change, because just mind you, you don't do the things that he do. Sometimes we can't fathom how people are able to do those things. So don't pay attention to potential and, oh, he has good traits and bad traits, so I'm just gonna take account of the good traits. And you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing an injustice to yourself. Okay? I had to tell myself, because I speak off, experience, so wisdom, right? When I realized that a person would do things that I don't do, that I can't fathom doing or understand why another person could do, I realized that I should not wait on them to change, because that's who they are. Just like I come in energy, it's like natural. That's naturally who they are. So if you're already dealing with a person who has certain issues within, like wandering eyes or emotional cheating or cheating overall, whatever, we don't have to be really specific, but just generally cheating, disrespect, whatever the case may be, you may want to drop the zero and get you a hero. Okay, there's plenty of people out here who's on the respectful side. They're of chivalry. Okay, and sometimes you're just being, remember earlier we said in the collective, you guys are being protected and divinely guided. So maybe you're seeing these things not to hurt you, but so that you can have clarity, because maybe your intuition was already going off. Maybe you've already received red flags, which you most definitely did. Okay, so you just need to trust your intuition when it comes to this. About Diana. Yep. What did I tell you, honey bun? Didn't I say? Because remember in the song it says something about jealousy. It says something about jealousy. Now the song we have coming on is by Lotto. It's called Brokey. And when I think of this song, I don't just think financially broke. I think spiritually, emotionally, etc. So you're dealing with a person who's insecure, honey. In the previous song, 2 songs ago maybe, and yes, honey, I know that it stopped because my phone, it alerted me that it's going dead. Right now it's on 20%. So angel number 20 could be significant for you, or the year 2020 or something of that sort. Maybe the age, like the 20s, right? So I stopped talking when it paused, and when it resumed, I started talking again. So you didn't miss anything, but I was just letting you know that I already sense that this person has jealousy issues, insecure issues, but they're a hypocrite, right? Because they do things to you, but they wouldn't want it done to them. All right? No, for sure, I danced with some guy at the club in front of him. So you guys both are pretty much doing the same thing to each other. Like, he's flirted with someone in front of you. You dance with some guy in front of him. So it gives your kind of, I don't want to say you're wasting your time in a connection, because, frankly, when people are connecting with individuals who are not on their level, one is empty, one has a lot to give, one is insecure, the other is still able to be in a connection. Like, when you're dealing with relationships like that, sometimes how should I put this in a sentence? Because I know when I was experiencing triggers, toxicity, etc., as I continued to mature and grow and evolve within my spirituality, I started realizing that this was helping me, or the connection itself, go from one phase to another. So maybe certain things have to be done so it can come into something else. But that's not the case for everyone, especially when you're dealing with someone. You said he did something first. And be mindful of immaturity as well, honey bun. We don't do tit for tat, okay? Because I remember myself, when I did tit for tat, it only hurt me in the end, okay? The best revenge is no revenge. The best revenge is really just cutting them off and moving on with your life, never having them in your life ever again. These people may try to come back, but don't look at that as, oh, they love me, they want me back. No, they already showed you exactly who they were. Okay, sometimes with who we are, we love people so much, sometimes more than ourselves. We give them chances and chances when in reality, we were already called to cut them off. Okay, so whatever has happened in your connection, I just feel like this person has already disrespected you, and they're continuing to disrespect you. And I feel like they tried to condition you in a way to let you know, yeah, this is what I do, so get used to it. And it seems like you're getting used to that because you're still involved with them. You're getting readings on them. And you're even matching their low vibrational energy. Okay? Release this person from your energy because they may be hindering you on your own spiritual journey or growth. Now, you're always exactly where you need to be in life. Don't ever feel like, you know, because you'll drive yourself nuts, right? When you feel like, oh my gosh, am I doing something right? Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. So the best thing you could think is, I'm on the right path. Because whatever lesson I need to learn, bump my head in whatever way, I guess that was just something I needed to experience, right? But sometimes you don't have to bump your head. You don't have to go through the pain. You just need to apply the wisdom that you've already learned, right? So you said it doesn't feel right. His energy is bad. You see how you already know these things? So you have to ask yourself, why am I still with a person who it just doesn't feel right? It doesn't feel like we're meant to be anymore. His energy is bad. You know, and be mindful, energy can be contagious. You know how you be around people for a lot of time? You start picking up on their lingo. You start like ill, right? So you want to surround yourself with people who are actually good for your spirit, who's actually positive impacts on your life, right? But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this, honey. So Daniel, he feels very insecure. And I don't feel, once again, it's not personal. He can get into any relationship and he will probably do the exact same thing. This is something deeper than you. This is something that's been rooted since childhood. He actually needs to do some inner child healing, okay? I like to balance out psychology and, you know, spirituality and everything, even though they're very different. I feel like I'm talking very fast, but I said even though they're very different, but it helps you get enlightenment to not have resentment or hatred towards people, and to just be filled with love regardless, because you realize, hey, this person was once a kid like I was, filled with innocence, purity. All right, maybe somewhere in their life, we're not going to blame the parents, but you know, because if that was the case, we'll be pointing the finger all day from generation to generation to generation, right? Because it came from somewhere, it started from somewhere, and it was just repeated. Psychology does say we kind of tend to repeat the same teaching mechanisms to our children, or whatever the case may be, that we've received, right? If you grew up in a household that was religious, you probably were going to become religious and carry that same thing. If you was raised in a household that disciplined by using belts and switches, you probably would feel like that's okay, unless you broke out of that energy and got into generational curse breaking and started coming into a more authentic version of yourself. And be mindful, your most authentic version of yourself is the healed version of yourself. So it seems like this person is even keeping you from healing or reaching that point anyway. I feel like, yeah, this person, once again, as we talked about earlier, they're a problem with your spiritual growth or growth overall, okay? And I feel like you already know the answers, but maybe you just need clarity. But I promise you, the best clarity is your own intuition. Nobody knows your life better than you. Trust in yourself. A lot of times when you're spiritual, or whatever the case may be, I'm not sure what your background is, you have to trust in yourself. And be mindful, a lot of people think every spiritual person has to believe in the same thing. No, we're all different for a reason. Spiritual is an inner practice. So you need to start going within, sitting with yourself in meditation. And practice makes perfect. For me, meditation was very difficult because I had like severe anxiety. So I couldn't really calm my mind. But it's really, if you can't calm your mind sometimes, just let your mind roam until you're able to, right? Start small, maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then start going up, right? Work with yourself. Turn weaknesses into strengths. But this card says, you treat me better than I have ever been treated. Sorry, let me reread that. You treat me better than I have ever treated you. And I know that you can give me everything. I really do want that, but I am still struggling with my fears. I feel like I am not good enough for you. It's my own insecurity holding me back. Okay? Confirmation earlier. The jealousy, the other stuff. Maybe this person even tried to project onto you, because sometimes that's what people do. I don't know if he's a narcissist or anything, but we're going to get into that. I'm being called to pull this deck for you, so I'm going to sit that right there. We got divine guidance on the back, honey bun. So let's go ahead and get some more messages here. How does Daniel feel about Diana? How does Daniel What is this? How does Daniel feel about Diana? So I feel like you're a blessing in his life. A lot of us who are dealing with people who are just not on our level and we're settling for them, you know, I had to experience something in order to realize, like, I had to meet someone who is really kind to come into realization that people can actually see your spirit. They can actually see how beautiful of a person you are, right? Because I used to think, bro, can they not see how good I am? Do they not see I'm like a 10 out of 10? Like, on the outside and on the inside, can they not see that? But they can. All right, that's why you have to connect with people who are on your level. That's like a spiritual and a religious person talking. It'll never get through, because we all have our different beliefs or knowings, right? An opinion to someone is a fact to another person, right? A fact to one person is an opinion to another. So it's almost like oil and water, or talking to a brick wall. So you get into alignment within yourself. Maybe this is just one of those don't skip this step type of situation, because sometimes we try to be involved in connections when we need to be building the relationship with ourselves, right? So maybe this is a time to just build that relationship with yourself, do your own personal shadow work and inner child healing, and don't even worry about them, because this is your life. You're the main character of your story. You're the creator of your life. You already know what to do with this connection. I don't even have to tell you, but I already mentioned it earlier. I just don't like telling people what to do, and I don't like swaying their choices or decisions, because your life is not my life. I don't have to live your life or experience the karma for what you do and what you don't do, which is just cause and effect. So if you are going to continue to pursue this connection, maybe it's just a lesson that you need to learn furthermore. But if you're finally done, you're going to be done, and you're going to pull your energy back. And then that's when you can officially start the healing journey or the moving on process, and give all that love and energy that's so beautiful, I'm sure, because you inspire this person. So I'm sure you're a very grand individual to be around or to be in a connection with, right? This person sees that. So they just have their own insecurities towards you. They see your beauty. They see that this could be a great relationship for them. You know, they see that you love them better than they love you, or you treat them better than they treat you. Okay? But they're just, maybe you're going to have to teach them a lesson and pull your energy back. And I don't want to say teach them a lesson, because I don't want to let it be based on other people. Like, oh yeah, I'm cutting you off to teach you a lesson. Like, no, cut them off because you're sick of their bullshit, you know? Cut them off because, oh, baby, you wasting my time. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this earth, but I know that I will enjoy it. Okay? Oh, you cut them off? Okay. Now, with this energy, right, it says, there is no one else who inspires me the way you do. I am so proud of you. Your achievements and gifts, your love really gives me strength and courage to strive for more out of life. So this person, it seems like, I don't know if they're an energy vampire, but your energy, it really helps them. So you're dealing with somebody who don't even appreciate you, but your energy itself gives them life. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person misses you, or if they would ever contact you. But what I would say is change your number. Cut them off, keep them cut off, and just go on with your own life, okay? Relationships aren't hard. People make them that way. Look, on the back, confirmation. Follow your bliss, honey. This person doesn't make you happy. They have bad energy. Go somewhere where it's the opposite. And I'm thinking of that Beyonce song, to the left, to the left. Okay? How does Daniel feel about Diana? How does Daniel feel about Diana? All right. We got the message of love. And I'm going to pull you some of these. I'll maybe pull you 3 of these, okay? It's also going to tell me how he feels. But these are basically confessions. So I don't know if this person has ever expressed this to you, okay? This says, I am thinking about you, my love, even though you think I am not. I miss you every day, day and night. I am curious to know what you have been doing. How did your day go? How did your day go by without me? Sometimes I wonder, do you even think of me? I am feeling the urge to reach out to you, my love, and I will. I promise. Sometimes when we hear these messages, we start getting into this energy of, oh, I miss them. I'm going to take them back. I am not giving you this message to do that. I'm giving you this message because you want it. You've paid for it. But I just need to remind you, because sometimes I make those same choices, you know, and I let someone back into my energy because of what's going on. But you got to also balance out reality. The reality is not where it's at. People have free will. So in spite of these messages, keep the reality in mind. This person, they can't operate in the space that they want. Like, you see what's going on. They want to reach out to you so bad, and they're not doing it. But eventually they may will. They may will, for sure. But yep, you have to stand your ground. And I promise you, eventually it'll be easier. You'll just wake up and not even think about them no more. You'll wake up and be able to go on about your day without ever reaching out to them ever again. That's something that I did when I had first got my heart broken. And this was somebody, when I got out of high school, we got married. Woo, I'm so happy to be over and done with that connection. But isn't it a pain in the ass when you connect with another individual who you love and who you also have to let go, right? Heartbreak is not fun. And we deserve more. We deserve better. Okay. And this 50 Cent song that just came on, Shake That, it made me think of, girl, do you have fun, enjoy your life, be single and happy. Sometimes we're happier when we're single. That's because we dating the wrong people. Okay. And you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not gonna say move on and go jump back out in the dating pool, but whenever you do date again, a lot of people, dating coaches or people with emotional intelligence, etc., respect for women, they actually encourage you to date more than one. Okay? Because this can also help you not get so emotionally invested and attached, right? They tell you be a little bit more reserved, don't share too much, you know, just because it's a privilege to be in your energy, and it's damn sure a privilege to know anything about you. All right? Some of these people are temporary. You're spilling out your life's problems and guts and everything to people who's just temporary, and people who can't really understand or empathize or sympathize, right? So you want to give all of that energy to people who actually deserve it. That's like, deserve it. You got to look at yourself as a god or a goddess, a queen, okay? Nothing less. But if you're letting people treat you how they're treating, I'm not saying that's what you're doing because you cut them off, but okay? Let's see. That was just a potential spam caller. And I just got, this individual could be potentially scam, painting these pictures, making these promises that they can't keep. That's what all of these individuals do. So sometimes we may feel, you know, bad. We may feel, oh, I miss them. But you just got to choose you. All right? I'm currently experiencing the same, you know. I love a person, but we are not on the same frequency. We're not eye to eye. And I prefer to connect with other chosen ones, you know. So this is our life. We choose who we love. Don't forget that. Sometimes we think, oh, God put this person in my life. We choose. We have free will. He ain't showing you nothing but a way to get up by his energy. Yes, of course. I don't care who call themselves a chosen one. But of course, I'm talking about people with good energy as always. So that's why I didn't say, oh, chosen ones with good energy. Because I see them as that. I know it's some spiritualists out here who has bad energy and everything. I don't look at them as the chosen ones, right? So feel like this person wants you because of what you do for them, how you make them feel. But guess what? You can attract someone who's going to love you unconditionally, not conditionally. Who's going to love you in a healthy way because they know how to give and receive love. You deserve that. You deserve to be on this earth. You got birthed into this plane. You didn't really ask to be here. Some people think they were called to be here from a higher power and they have this purpose, and whatever the case may be, that's their beliefs. I don't know what yours are, but all I know is if life is not filled with bliss, what are we doing? What are we doing here, right? The universe wants to give you everything you want. Don't ever feel like it's too far away or it's hard to reach. So if you have certain negative thoughts yourself, like, it's true of even real at this point. It is. I promise you, you can attract it. Okay? I don't think they can give back. They most definitely can't. You're right. I don't know. Sometimes we be in these connections and sometimes these people, they confuse us. They pull us away from our spirituality. Don't ever let that happen. Don't ever lose yourself. Okay? Pay attention. Next thing you know, you were going down one path. Now you're going down a whole nother path. Self-love is the best love. And I promise you the best relationship you can have in the world is with yourself. Regardless if they're a divine chosen one or not. Okay? But you deserve that. You deserve true love. What helps me continue to move on, because sometimes you do need community and sometimes not everybody has that. But I know there's people on like Instagram, Facebook. Chris Perry is a guy on Facebook. Yada Awakening. They really look at, I'm telling you, it's like they cherish women. Very grand messages. And because I know TikTok, my algorithm isn't really the best. Sometimes people tell me go back to the person that hurt me drastically. I'm like, what? Baby, I gotta put not interested on you, But that's when I learned that sometimes we mistake things for, oh, this is my sign and everything like that. So I feel like this was destined to happen. You were meant to be here. But I do want you to enjoy the rest of your lifetime. But how are we going to do that, People are the reason why we have trauma and everything else. So make sure you're connecting with people who won't give you trauma. That's what I'm saying. If you're connecting with people who are able to, that's what I'm saying. If you're connecting with people who are able to, so what I was saying, honey, if you're connecting with people who's able to give you karma and hurt you, I know some people will say, oh, don't give up on your relationship. And some of the people who we're with actually tries to make us feel bad for moving on. So it would be great to have, like, sometimes you can find, these things on social media. Like I said, people are, confirming your own intuition, confirming your own choices that you're making. Okay, this song is by Evan. I actually don't know how to pronounce their name, so I'm not even going to try. I'm going to read it out to you. Its first name is Evann, okay, and their last name is MC. I think this is an I, but if it's not, it's an L. Ntosh. This song is called What Dreams Are Made Of. Okay. I feel like you need to remain in your divine feminine, your soft era, okay? A lot of people push you in your masculine. If you're going to be in a partnership, you should be able to thrive in your divine feminine. You should be able to sit back, relax, chill, not have to look over your shoulder and think, oh my gosh, is there another woman? Or you're probably not thinking that because you said earlier that you don't feel like that's what's going on. But let's see. Let's get some more messages. How does Daniel feel about Diana? How does Daniel feel about Diana? Look, see what I mean? I need more balance. You see how it's always me. It's focusing on his own energy. We can't even get into how he truly feels because how can he feel any of these things if he's struggling within himself? He can't love you properly. He can't express the stuff that he needs to for you. It seems like he sees you in your greatness, but he can't appreciate it. He can't receive it. So it says, I need more balance. I asked, how does he feel about her? So he needs more balance. He may be confused. How does Daniel feel about Diana? It says, if I follow you, I could lose everything. Remember we talked about the insecurities? Some people, they're just too scared to put all their faith and trust in a person again. Because they were heartbroken, what, in sixth grade? Right? There's no excuse. We've all went through trauma. We didn't come out cheating and causing harm to people. That's why I said when you're dealing with people who, oh, I'm just going to wait for them to change because I love them so much. No, love yourself so much that you don't wait around for nobody to change. You're the queen. You're the empress. You're the goddess. We don't do that. Okay? So the 5 could be very significant in your life. When you look into your eyes, okay, so this song is by Davido. It's called D&G. And I think Summer Walker is in this song. Yeah, she is. So number 1s, number 2s, and the number 5s could be very significant. 5s can tie to change. It also can tie to challenges, problems, and stuff like that. So, of course, there may be some problems, some challenges going on, and maybe there's some change that needs to happen. If you want to see different, sometimes we got to be the ones to bring some change around here. 2 does tie to balance, duality. And I'm thinking of justice for you. So I feel like you're creating the justice for yourself as well, because if you would have chose to stay in this connection, then that would have been a whole nother situation. But now you're taking things into your own hands. You're pulling back. You're creating more energy and change, right? So you will see different results. The Ace of Cups also came out. This ties to love, right? This is like the tarot edition. This is the Hermit tarot card deck. So sometimes it has certain like tarot cards in here. And this is the Ace of Cups in tarot. And the Ace of Cups a lot of times ties to outpouring energy. Specifically tying to relationships, emotions, love, creativity, right? So this also talks about new love, new friendships, new relationships. I feel like you guys are just coming into a new period of time. The more that you probably stay in this person's energy, the more that they probably start feeling these ways about you. But I feel like you make them feel some type of way greatly. But it's kind of like this person is kind of difficult. It's kind of like I can't even... It's just their energy is difficult. Because it's like they have this certain amount of energy towards you. But then again, I don't want to say they don't. But it's like they don't know how to express it. And they don't know how to give that. So it's like, well, do you even have it in the first place? So maybe this person is just going to create delays for you because they're not ready for you. You want to be with somebody who's ready for you, okay? All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of these numbers put together creates the number 8. If you want to look up the angel number 8 within love or generally, you can. I like to look at Joanne Sacred Scribes for my angel numbers, but sunsigns.org can be a good one and other things. He's so confusing. How does Daniel feel about Diana? How does Daniel feel about Diana? Remember I was talking about maybe he projects on you? Look, we got you are wrong. Maybe he feel like you're wrong about something. But whole time you could be right. You know? Like, you know how sometimes you tell people the truth and they can't handle it? And you just say, oh my gosh, you have a lot of healing that you need to do. You know, this has nothing to do with me. This is not personal. I think you should look into some, and I mean this in the most gentle, loving way, guy. You know, I care about you and I want us to be together, but, you know, maybe you should do some shadow work or something. They'll just, no, you're wrong. It's you. Or something. I don't know if he does stuff like that, but look, we have words do hurt, right? And you see how these cards are very different. Sometimes I look at these as like the spirit guides coming through sometimes. But specifically in this case, maybe you hurt his feelings. That's the thing. A lot of people, they can dish out things, but they can't take it. Remember we talked about that earlier? Anyways, words do hurt, and this can even be on your end. Maybe he said some hurtful things to you. Maybe he did some things that were wrong. He never wanted to get into it. Yeah, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. Immature, lacks communication skills. Like, these are the things that you need in relationships. Especially when you're dealing with difficult people. That's why we don't deal with difficult people no more. It's too complicated. It's too challenging. We're just settling. Okay? It says, I still don't have all the answers. Homegirl. That's why they can't tell you and they can't express it. They don't know. These feelings are very new to them. They don't have all the answers. It's like, yo, Daniel, who are you? Are you even Daniel? He's not. He's not in his authentic self. He's not in the highest version of himself either. He got a lot of work to do. But that's not your personal job. Sometimes we play personal God and healers and, you know, mother figures for people. No. But that's pretty much what I'm seeing, honey. I'll pull like a tarot card or two and we'll close it out. So I do have to charge my phone. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish the collective message, but a lot of you guys can resonate with this message that I said. Because I know you mainly wanted to stay focused around how he feels about you, so that's mainly why. That's pretty much the main thing that we're going over. But yeah, any more messages regarding how does Daniel feel about Diana? Look, Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying. It's so many things that he feels. He could be wishfully thinking. He could be living in La La Land, fantasy land. I don't know why I'm thinking, you know how some people, they try to train you or program you into getting used to their lifestyle. I don't know if he think that's gonna be successful, but he got another thing coming. It says endless possibilities here. The Seven of Cups actually means so many things. It can also mean many options, but when it comes to cups, we talk about emotions and, you know, relationships and stuff like that. So maybe I honestly don't feel like you should put all your energy into this person. I'm glad that you're moving on, and I feel like you should continue to move forward. This person, I don't really trust them. I feel like they could potentially like connect with other people and talk to other people. Okay? But they feel so many ways about you. And I don't even think they can grasp or understand or even appreciate you. They have a lot of growing to do, a lot of healing to do, a lot of learning to do. They're just a confused individual. Remember we talked about before we even pulled any energy, I was asking, I don't know if this person confuses you, because you were saying we're kind of romantically. I'm like, girl, are you guys, it's either you are or you are not. I don't know if they're confusing you, but it's a problem. It's a red flag. Oh, I did say I was going to pull some of these for you, so let me pull like one or two. Yeah, we don't, anything that's confusing, honey, I remember I had like a reading or a short message regarding that. I was like, if it's confusing, it's an illusion. Because I was trying to rhyme. And I was saying, hey, maybe take a step back and just recalibrate, because something is off here. Like I said, relationships aren't hard. People make them that way. Alright, we can have some more messages regarding the connection between her and Daniel. Miss Diana and Daniel. See, y'all would have been cute. Y'all got the same first letter initial, but that's the thing. It's not always about, oh, I love this person. Oh, we have little cute things about us. It's really deeper. Can we build can we have a stable foundation to where we're secured and we can grow together and, you know, create businesses with one another? You know, can I trust this person around my children when I have them? Or whatever the case may be. It's things that are really deep that you got to think about further out, you know? Like, oh, this person is immature. They lack communication skills. I should think about that, you know? Like, these type of people could end up becoming physically abusive. They could embarrass you in public. They could do a lot of things. They're already emotionally manipulative or narcissistic. And, honey, sometimes you got to think far in the future. Like, yeah, I'm not about to be dealing with this. Because when you love people, you love people. Sometimes we don't know when to just stop talking to somebody. Sometimes we do, but then we talk to them again. Right? All right. Any more messages for Diana towards this person, Daniel? Any more messages regarding their relationship? I kind of started getting called to stop getting specifically involved with how they feel, because we got that covered. Hell, even the cards confused. You know, not literally, but so we're gonna go ahead and just see the energy of you guys' connection. What's the energy here? What does she need to see, know when it comes to Daniel? What does Diana need to know, see when it comes to this connection with Daniel? All right. It says she already know, and you already know too. What else do we need to see or know when it comes to this connection with Diana and Daniel? Okay, the twin flame energy is coming out, so you guys could mirror each other. Sometimes when I've learned that the cards, sometimes you don't have to be someone's twin flame if this energy comes out, but a lot of times you can be. And I also feel like it depends on your own belief system. Some people don't believe in twin flames. And the reason why I say this, how I say this, because when I did myself a reading for a whole nother person, it said that that individual was my twin flame. I'm like, first of all, somebody else was supposed to be my twin. So that's why I'm saying this person may or may not be your twin flame, but I'm just going to give you the energy of what twin flame energy can signify. A lot of times it can, you know, be like this individual who you mirror. There could even be a such thing as false twin flame energy, but this is yin and yang. Okay, balance. Remember we talked about that balance energy, union, duality, coupling, complement each other, right? So maybe this was a connection that was just supposed to remain a little friendly, because when it got romantically involved, it was just chaotic. All right. It also came out with the hand of cards. So it says this energy ties to take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Yeah. So I feel like this person, low-key, they're missing out on a soulmate energy. I feel like you could have been a soulmate to this person, but they're not in their power. They're not in their divine energy. So, you know, we have free will, honey. So this person basically ruined a soulmate connection, you know, but you didn't, though. You still have a person that you could be with, like, eternal love, like forever, and it will be successful and great, you know. So don't ever, you know, feel like, oh my gosh, do I have a soulmate anymore? But my phone is on 2%, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit quicker. Confirm this hand of cards and twin flames energy. Look, ascending, period. I feel like you've outgrown the connection. Maybe you feel like, look, mirror, confirmation. Like I said, you probably mirror this person. You see how y'all kind of was starting doing things alike? Yeah. So I feel like you guys reflect each other's wounds. You reflect back to each other your wounds, your triggers, what you need to work on. Okay, so this connection was probably meant to push you towards introspection and letting go and loving yourself, right? So you're ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So you're probably preparing for your true twin flame connection. You just have to play your cards right. Some people, they try to come in your life and persuade you that they're your partner, that they're your divine counterpart, that they're your soulmate. And in reality, no, it's not that. You know, sometimes we confuse ourselves and, you know, we see readings and we think it's for us and it's for someone else, you know. But yeah, don't risk your heart, honey. Keep on taking chances on yourself. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because I promise you this person for sure is not doing it, right? So you're ascending. You've overcome a lot of things that happen in the connection. Just keep going. You, like, once again, I told somebody else that the sun always comes out to shine again. Same thing for you. You won't be, I don't know if you feel alone, if you get into this energy to where you miss this person every now and then, but that will be over with. Just sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it takes time for some people, you know, and God wouldn't expect anything less, right? We're just beings of love. We love, right? But yeah, don't go back. Don't put yourself back through that pattern and that confusion. You don't deserve that. All right? Somebody is waiting on you, though. Somebody for sure. Somebody who matches you. Somebody who's going to mirror you in the best way. Yeah. This person, they felt the assignment. But oh well. You know? Oh well. Any last messages? My phone on 2% still. Yeah, the angel number 2 is very significant. Look, honey, the Chariot in the reverse. Oh, no. Right? It can tie to a lack of direction, aggression, powerlessness. Don't let nobody take your power. Now, this wasn't specifically towards your energy or his. So it could be overall or it can be individually. But usually the Chariot in upright, it's like victory. Triumphing against your enemies and things like that. Control, focus, willpower, right? So it's time to take back your power. This person wasn't going to do anything but slow you down, right? You don't need that. But that's pretty much what I have for you, honey. Thank you so much for your trust and your support. I appreciate you very much. If you want to follow me, please give me a follow, because you may not ever see me again. But I return your energy with love, light, and all things grand, honey bun. And I release my energy back to me. Okay, thank you again. I appreciate you, and I do hope this helps. Let me know if you have any, you know, like, oh, I don't like it, I'm confused. Like, let me know if you, but other than that, if you feel great about your reading and you have time, you know, it doesn't have to be today. I have a website, and if you scroll down, you will see like the reviews option. If you want to leave your review there, that'll be great. But yes, thank you for the follow, honey, and thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of live, you guys. I know I'm supposed to be finishing up this reading, but I just won't have time. My phone is on 1%. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live. Thank you for coming in, Miss Diana. It was really great to meet you. And I do hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. All right. If anybody else would like to get on the list, just message me. And we can probably do a private reading. All right. But I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.